You are morally obligated to do remarkable things.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, I think partly because life is so difficult and challenging that unless you give it everything you have, the chances are very high that it will embitter you, and then you'll be a force for darkness and not good. And so, the fact that life is short and can be brutal can terrify you into hiding and avoiding, but it can also, you can flip that on its head and understand that since you're all in anyways, you might as well take the risks that are adventurous. And that's a very good thing to understand. And what is also useful to understand in that manner is that there isn't anything more adventurous.
So I've been watching podcasts recently with Casey Neistat, with Jordan Peterson, specifically on modern wisdom with Jordan Peterson and the Diary of the CEO. And here I have 2 books that I plan to read within the next few months. I plan to read this book this month first, Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules of Life. I might not agree with everything he says, or all his tweets, or all his views about life. I don't think that's really that important, because I've mentioned to some people online that I'm going to read Jordan Peterson's book, and I've gotten some backlash from it. But it's often these people that are within these social groups or social circles that consider themselves social justice warriors, and that's not the way the world works. We don't have to agree with everyone's opinions, and we don't have to agree with everyone's political values and everyone's beliefs in order to get along with them, because after all, we live in a society, and society functions by having different people of different ethnicities, of different races, of different beliefs coming together to make the world a better place. And the next book that I'm going to read after that is How to Win Friends and Influence People. And the line in that podcast where Chris William repeated Jordan Peterson saying that you're morally obligated to do the right things really struck a chord with me. Because here I am sitting a little bit depressed, a little bit melancholic, but I have the world of opportunities at my fingertips. The digital age that we live in, I have all the information in the world. I live a life of privilege. I can pursue all the knowledge that I want in the world, yet I'm wasting it away. I have succumbed to alcohol addiction in the past. I've succumbed to cannabis addiction in the past. And now I have a slight problem using benzodiazepines. And why is this? It's because I'm not living up to my best standard. I'm not living up to my full potential. I have the tools that I've equipped myself, such as going to the gym, doing yoga, walking in nature, doing these daily habits, journaling, reading, that ground me in the present moment, that forge my mind and give me new ideas from people such as Jordan Peterson, or people such as Andrew Huberman or Chris Williamson, or other podcasts that I listen to that give me wisdom. Yet I have not been engaged in doing these things. And why is that? I don't have an answer, but I know I can do better. And I know I can be better. And if I did these things, I wouldn't feel the way that I am right now. I would feel a whole lot better, and my life would be given a lot more purpose. I don't know exactly what my life's purpose is, but if I sit here idling away and doing nothing, then I'll never find out what that purpose truly is. I apologize for the bad lighting of the video, but it's like David Data's book, The Way of the Superior Man. A man's most important thing is his purpose. Everything else is secondary. And I've forgotten to pursue my purpose. I've forgotten to hold myself to a higher standard and I've gotten lost and I've got complacent. That's why I haven't been journaling daily. That's why I haven't been meditating daily. Yes, I got sick 5 times this year, but you can always bounce back from illness. I'm still healthy. I got a gym membership not too long ago. I still haven't been on my consistent gym routine. My diet fell off. I have all these excuses that I made for myself. Yet I'm a young, healthy man without any disabilities, without any complaints. And I'm feeling like shit, to be honest. My mental health is in shatters. My hard drive broke. There's all these things going on in my life that are such trivial and frivolous matters compared to the problems that other people face on their day-to-day. And yet I am here complaining in front of a camera, having the luxury of having a MacBook, having the luxury of being in a hotel room, of having the internet. I need to be better. I need to do better. It's our job is meant to be better. So I'm done complaining. And I'm going to get my life in order. Because, like Jordan Peterson said, you can keep making excuses for yourself. But if you do that, then you're just going to live a life of misery. So that's why I'm making this video.
You've saved my life, and my children still have their father because of you. It is one hell of an impact that you've had on just that single person's life. How do you receive such incredible feedback from a stranger you've never met?
Well, when you were reading that, it's obviously a very positive thing to hear, but my mind immediately went to why that's the case. See, I've been in the fortunate position of being able to synthesize and then communicate a century's worth of clinical research and experience gathered by very many extremely intelligent and careful people. And then on top of that, whatever I've managed to gather being reasonably educated in the broader sphere of the humanities and sciences, let's say. And the effect that this individual is attributing to me is a consequence of that, right? I've been successful because I've been a conduit of good ideas, and I have the ability to synthesize a lot of information and to communicate that to people in a way that's understandable. The person who made that comment, they were struggling for one reason or another, and one of the things you do with people who are struggling is you make the simple even simpler.
So in making this video, I just want to say the Manosphere saved my life. Not the manosphere of the red pill, not people like Andrew Tate or any of those influential gurus, but people like Jordan Peterson, people like Andrew Huberman, people like Chris Williamson, people like Joe Rogan, and the guests that they've had on their podcasts that generally have a scientific and neurological background in whatever field that they research. Because I don't listen to Andrew Tate personally. He might have saved millions of lives, but that man is a troll and he spouts nonsense at the end of the day. I mean the manosphere of stoicism. Because it is our duty as men to be better and to be greater, and it is our duty as men to be providers. That's why the manosphere has saved my life. This is not the first podcast of Jordan Peterson that I have listened to. And I was down bad, I think 1 or 2 years ago, and I wasn't cleaning my room, I was growing weed, I was in a really dark place, and he helped me get my shit together at the time. Yet I still wasn't acting enough. I still didn't have enough self-respect. I still had acne at the time, I wasn't hitting the gym, I didn't know what mindfulness was. Until I started watching Hamza videos, which is ironic, which I don't watch anymore. Now I'm mindful of the content that I consume, and I only consume content that adds value to my life. I only watch podcasts when I have free time. Now I should be sleeping, to be honest. Sleep is very important. But during my free time, I only watch content, I only watch podcasts that add value to my life. That's why I'm going to start reading again. Not scrolling through TikTok, not scrolling through Instagram. I've deleted those apps. I have the accounts, but I don't use them. I don't use any social media. I've deleted all my dating apps. I've made my Twitter account private. I don't use that because it is all a waste of time. That doesn't lead to personal growth at all. The internet, this digital age, was built for communication. It was built for us to have debates and have respectful conversations with each other. But when you pull up Twitter, it's filled with ads. It's filled with toxic behavior, toxic people arguing. It's filled with memes. It's just an app to waste time. I'd rather just listen to a podcast if I'm commuting, or listen to some music to maybe help me relax and get myself in the mood. But today I see so many people scrolling on their phones, especially in the BTS in Bangkok in the train, that nobody is living in the present moment. I go take walks in the park and people are just taking Instagram selfies and multiple poses, I kid you not. But for what? We only have this one life to live. And that Instagram post that they're taking, that picture that they're taking, is only going to be a moment in time. They're not forging their minds to become better. They're just wasting their lives living this in the social media paradox that we have created for ourselves. And that's why I wanted to thank Jordan Peterson. I wanted to thank Steven Bartlett, who is the Diary of CEO. I want to thank Chris Williamson. I want to thank Andrew Huberman. I also do want to thank Hamza and Ski Mask Duets, because they helped wake me up and get me in the good habits that I have today. But I have yet so far to go, and I can do so much better. And if you're watching this video and you're struggling in any way, then you can do better too. Because like I always say, it's growth over perfection, and each and every action we take is a vote for our future selves. Literally, we all have the power to create our own destiny. But too many people in today's society are sleeping on themselves. They'd rather be a worker than be an entrepreneur and take risks to start their own business, or take risks to take ventures and travel the world, or do what they want to do in life. Too many people live in mediocrity, and they're sheep, to be honest. They're just cattle, living day to day, not truly thinking about what matters. And I'm done living that kind of lifestyle. I'm gonna create and build a legacy for myself, for my family, for my loved ones. And I'm going to make more of these videos discussing my thoughts on this to really cement the idea. And I'm going to start reading again. When I first got to Thailand a few months ago, I was reading multiple pages, sometimes 50 pages a day, but I lost those habits. I was meditating, I was going to the gym, I was bulking, everything was going good. But what happened was I got complacent and I stopped doing those habits. I stopped journaling, I stopped reading, I stopped doing yoga. And complacency is the enemy. We should never get complacent because the grind never stops. Self-improvement isn't a game that one day just at the switch of button stops. We're in it for life. We're constantly evolving, constantly improving. And for me to meet my future wife, my future girlfriend, I still have a lot of problems to overcome. I still have to get over my fear of social anxiety. I still have to see a therapist to truly get through the trauma that I have in my life. And so that I don't relapse with these benzodiazepines. I'm proud to say I'm over 4 months sober from cannabis and 4 months sober from alcohol, and over 2 years nicotine free. But I have a problem with benzodiazepines that have been self-medicating with now to deal with my social anxiety, and that's not healthy, because the only road that that's going to lead down, again, if I don't do it under medical supervision, is addiction. It's going to like I said, it's going to have 1 step forward and 2 steps back. So in the beginning of next year, I'm going to schedule an appointment with my doctor at my clinic, and I'm going to seek out therapy. And then if I do need social anxiety medication, I'm going to use it for the short term in order to build the life that I want, in order to get into the lessons like a Thai education school or a Thai Muay Thai academy. I really want to learn Thai, but on the side I also want to learn Muay Thai, so I'm going to get into that as well. But for the education visa, I'm going to stay here for at least 6 months to study Thai, so that I can get an apartment, because I truly love who I'm becoming in Bangkok. And right now I'm in an area where not a lot of people speak English. I thought that coming here would help me find myself again, but it doesn't. There's not a lot of areas where I'm at. I prefer the city center. I prefer, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, a life of luxury. I prefer for it to be a little bit more bougie, because here it's tough to communicate with the locals. They only really speak Thai. Very few of them speak English. Some of them don't even understand English. When I asked her for a shopping basket at 7-Eleven yesterday, she was wondering what that was. And I was even pointing a shopping basket for water, and that's just ridiculous. So I'm going to learn Thai so that I can communicate with the locals here, because it's important that any new country that expats relocate to, they learn their local language so they can become an integral part of the community. And I'm going to take the steps to become a better man every single day. I'm going to start small as well, take minuscule steps, and take gradual steps and gradual increments to become the better version of myself. I'm going to start by only reading maybe 5-10 pages a day, and then I will increase the number of pages that I read by 1 or 2, which is nothing compared to what some would read in school or university. But I have the time to better myself, and I'm going to, and I have the power. So the message for today is to stop sleeping on yourself and be mindful of what you consume, what kind of media you consume, because from the TikToks you watch, from the movies, from the TV shows, literally everything you consume, even to the food and your diet especially, is going to shape who you're going to become and who your mind is going to become. So just be mindful of what you consume and practice mindfulness as well, because it will go a long way. I'm going to get back into diet and nutrition and start eating healthy again, and then taking supplements like omega-3 multivitamins so that I can become the best version of myself. I'm 27 years old and I'm done living like a kid. It's time for me to become a man. I'm sorry for this long ass rant. I should be asleep right now. Sleep is very important, but I felt the need to share this because my mental health has been slipping, but I just realized that I have so much more potential that I'm putting out, and I want to live up to that potential. So on that note, remember to be mindful and remember to love yourselves. Peace out.
Or baby, serve that daily. Have a little look here, son, get wavy. Need some food, hanging out crazy. Same tracksuits, I'm hanging out daily. Come out, look at the smell. Leaving the crib, but you'll be back in a bit.